I'm Sylvia from Vintage Kitchen Vixen, where I share tips for simple living, creating memorable gatherings, and preparing wholesome and traditional meals with a vintage twist. And today I am going to be sharing a recipe and also a gathering idea for you for how to make a bag of store-bought fondue taste stellar. First question, is there anything better than a pot of melted cheese? Yes, of course there are better things than melted cheese, but you've got to admit melted cheese is pretty good. Now, a lot of people, when they buy store-bought fondue, they'll just melt this in a pot and call it a day. And yes, you can do that, but there are a few extra steps that you can take to make it taste exceptional. And it's just a matter of rubbing your pot with garlic and adding a little bit of wine. So I'm going to be showing you how I do that. By the way, I love fondue parties. They're a great way to gather people around. It was something that was a smash hit in the 60s and 70s, and then it kind of ebbed away, and I think it's making a comeback. I'm not too sure. It should be making a comeback because it's a wonderful way to gather people into your home for something that's special and unique. It has a kind of a communal feeling around the table, to have everybody dipping their bread or their potatoes or whatever you have available into a pot. Of course, there are other types of fondues. Today I'm going to be focusing on the fondue of the cheese variety. In the future, I am planning on making another cheese fondue video on how to make your own and not rely on the store-bought packages, but these are great in a snap if you don't have access to a fancy cheese shop. When I see these on sale, I actually buy a few and I store them in my freezer because they freeze great. This one was actually frozen and it's thawed and it's been waiting for me for a couple of weeks. I'll be making that today. So when you are throwing a fondue party, some best practices that you want to keep in mind is to make sure you have fuel. There was one time, I think it was Christmas Eve, my mom wanted to have fondue because that's something that we do in my family on New Year's Eve or Christmas Eve. We'll keep our meals really simple and communal, ideally, so we'll do raclette, and fondue is a popular option for that as well. Sometimes we do dim sum, but it's something that's simple and something that gathers us that we can just not think about it too much. So one year we had everything we needed for fondue and then realized we're out of fuel. So Christmas Eve, 7 p.m., running around like a chicken with our heads cut off looking for fondue fuel. And we found it at a convenience store, so we were really lucky. We did pay a premium for that fuel, so just always have that on hand. Make sure you have enough forks, but I mean, if you buy a fondue set, you're going to have a set of forks, so that's great. Make sure to stir the pot when it is over the flame because it'll help prevent sticking. Another thing that you can do is add a shot of kirsch to your pot of fondue. I'm just going to be doing wine today, but kirsch is a wonderful option to consider. But that's enough talking for me. I'm going to hop into silent film mode, and if you are new to my channel and have no idea what that is, you're going to see that right now. Thank you so much for joining me for today's episode of Vintage Kitchen Vixen. I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you are new here and you enjoyed that silent film mode that you just saw, I hope you will subscribe and hit that bell notification so that you never miss an episode of Vintage Kitchen Vixen. And if you are coming back to Vintage Kitchen Vixen, thank you so much for joining in for another episode. I am grateful to have you as a subscriber and that you're following me. You can also find me on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course there is my blog. So feel free to join me over there too if you so wish. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, leave a comment if you want to share your own experiences with fondue night. Maybe you want to share what you like dipping into your pot of melted cheese, or a particular pot of fondue that really knocked your socks off. I'd love to hear about it. Lastly, if you want to help me out, please share this video with somebody who you feel would appreciate it. But other than that, that's it for me. Thank you for watching. I make 2 new videos a week, so I will be seeing you real soon. Bye!